to another episode of the Buzz Around at Texoma video podcast, all courtesy of our BFFs over at the Point Restaurant at Grand Pepe Point Resort and Marina on Lake Texoma. Of course, this is a product of Mid-Continental Broadcasting, KLBC 106.3, B99.7 The Buzz, and KSEO, and we are so excited to have our special guest on this very episode for today. We got Kathleen coming up here in just a moment to talk about Olive Oil de Fino. But right now we have Mr. Frank here to talk about the short game movie. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. And, I was so excited to be able to talk to you about this movie because I am from the Texoma area. And so seeing all the cool things of where y'all shot this movie in Texoma and the Sherman, Bonham area and all that, I was very, very excited to talk to you just because the local connection. But if somebody's watching this right now and they don't know anything about the short game movie, kind of tell us a little bit about what the story is.
Sure. Well, the short game is about a high school senior who's vying for a golf scholarship. And he's got a little brother who kind of interrupts him all the time and gets his way a little bit. And due to some family circumstances, he's got to take care of him. Mm-hmm. He's got to take him to practice with him. And he's autistic, so that kind of has some issues as well in the family. And until there comes a point where he realizes that his little brother Ethan has savant-like gifts to be able to read the greens and read the wind and help him with his golf game. And he doesn't want his help at first, but he kind of morphs into that, and they become unstoppable. It's a sweet reconciliation story between these two brothers.
Okay, so what is your role with the movie?
Well, I'm one of the writers and the director of the movie. I'm a resident of Sherman, Texas. I've been here for about 20 years. And I had a good friend of mine who I met years ago in Southern California who was the producer, and I got in touch with him, and he really loved the movie, and he helped actually do some rewrites after that, and he wanted to produce it. So we got that produced, and we finished filming in 2023. In the summer, it was really hot, and we
those Texoma summers.
It was crazy. We were at Bonham Golf Course, Legacy Ridge, and it was very hot. Mm-hmm. And we had trucks out there with air conditioners. Our actors would run into the truck and run out of the truck, do their scene, run back in the truck, and the crew and all of us had to stay out in the heat. So it was pretty tough, but we got through it, and it's a real sweet movie. I'm looking forward to people seeing different things in Sherman. We filmed at the high school. We filmed at MG's downtown, and we filmed at a local church. And we filmed at the Twin Oaks Nursery, and so we were kind of all in downtown area. And I think you'll recognize a number of places we were. So it'll be fun for our group here to see the film.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it. So kind of walk me through, when did you initially have the idea for this movie, and how, has it been 5 years in the making? Has it been 10 years? How long have you been kind of thinking about doing this?
Well, the actual thought about the story came to me about 10 years ago, and I started writing some outlines down, and I put on the shelf and pull it out another couple of years later and write some more, and then I contacted a friend of mine in L.A. and in Chicago, and they were good friends of mine who were creative, and we started writing some dialogue, and then we thought we were done with it, and I sent it to my friend David Parks, who's the producer out in L.A., and he said he'd love to produce it for us, and so we ended up shooting in the summer of 2003.
That is awesome. Okay, so I know that this movie's going to be coming out here in just a few days now. So I know y'all probably have something planned that's pretty big for releasing the movie out to everybody.
Yeah, we actually did our premiere already at Newport Beach in California on the 24th. We've been in film festivals this past year, so we've done a number of showings, screening. We've actually won 6 Best Picture awards at these.
Wow.
Festivals, 2 overseas, one in Italy and one in London, and we won both Best Picture there.
That's awesome.
So we're really excited about our people in Texoma seeing the movie. So.
Yeah, and I want to say that I saw somewhere where there's going to be a showing coming up on the 29th in Sherman somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be showing. It starts the 29th. They'll be there all week. So go to Shulman's Movie Bowl Grill to find a time. And I think the Friday nights are pretty much all sold out, but Saturday night and the following days are still open. There's seats open. So grab your seat before it gets full.
You think they'll be okay with me sneaking in on the Friday night showing just to be able to get in there and see it?
I think you need to pay for it.
I will. I'll get you to pay for it. That's what I'll do. Oh, that's what I'll do. But yeah, I've looked at the Facebook page and all that. Just all the cool things and teasers that y'all have done for the movie has been awesome. So, all right. So if anybody wants to maybe see a movie trailer or get any more information about where they can see it, where do they go?
They go to shortgamemovie.com. Not but just shortgamemovie.com. That's our website. And you can see the trailer there, and you can also plug in other places in the other zip codes in the country. If you have friends in other parts of the country that want to see it, they can tell you where the closest theater is to them.
Awesome. Well, Frank, thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about this awesome movie.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right. Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up, we're going to have another guest. Kathleen's going to join us here in just a moment. But right now, let's hear about our sponsor, The Point Restaurant. And welcome back to the Buzz Around Texoma video podcast. Of course, a big thanks to our BFFs over at the Point Restaurant out at Grandpappy at Lake Texoma. This is a product of Mid-Continental Broadcasting, 106.3 KLBC, B99.7 The Buzz, and KSEO. And joining me, I have Kathleen Hagan with, let's see if I can get it, Olive Oil de Fino.
Correct.
Did I get it?
You did.
I've been practicing a lot, looking at myself in the mirror, making sure I got that right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem. And, our sales guy, Patrick McAbee, he sent me an email where you were kind of talking about your product here, and you were telling the story about this white pasta, and immediately I got hungry, and I was upset because I didn't have this white pasta with me. But kind of tell everybody what this is all about here.
About 23 years ago, Olive Oil de Fino was created for the purpose of just sharing Italian cooking, Italian cuisine in people's homes. We first moved here from the Metroplex. We were pretty much, seemed like the only Italians around. Not a lot of ethnicity here, but Olive Oil de Fino was created with just the purpose of Italian food being brought to people's tables, enjoying food and cuisine with other families, friends that gather. We hand infuse each bottle with dried garlic, herbs, rosemary, and bay leaves. And the recipe was brought together with just cooking at home and the way I cook with ingredients. All the ingredients ended up in a bottle. And so Olive Oil de Fino is translated in Italian, fine olive oil. So we take olive oil and we infuse it with the herbs, and then you can use it on everything to cook with, whether it be over-easy eggs in the morning, scrambled eggs, white pasta. The white pasta is a recipe that I made to have people, when we gather, everybody would gather around pasta. We would have, food to gather, and
Yeah. So I will tell you that I loved how you said that you put everything in a bottle and then you gave it to a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of, this is how it developed here. So so what all do we have in here? What are some of the things, the ingredients you can share with us?
Dried garlic, herbs, rosemary, and bay leaves. And we raise all the rosemary on our property. We have about 22 plants in the ground. So everything that goes in the bottle is dried. The rosemary we cut, we wash, sterilize, and we dry, and then we put in the bottles. And it's an infusion process. My husband retired about 8 years ago from the Dallas Fire Department. Now he does a lot of the infusing. And we go to different venues. We go to Sherman Arts Fest, Denison Fall Fest, the Peanut Fest when we first started about 23 years ago. And so now we go all over the place as far as different venues in the Metroplex, Dallas. We do vintage market days, and we just try to get it to pretty much everybody's kitchen countertop.
So when you talk to folks, when they purchase a bottle of this or any of your products, what is the first thing they go to that they use this for? Like what recipe? Everything. They incorporate it into everything they do during the week.
Yes, yeah. So the nice thing about this is actually a high quality olive oil. And every time you use it, you want to make sure you shake it really well.
Okay.
So you get all that one.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could take a swig off of that, unless we may want to shake it really well.
And you want to put the pour spout in it every time before you use it.
Oh, I won't need it for that. I'll just take the top and.
But yeah, for us, we start with olive oil in the morning, of course, because it's just rich in antioxidants.
Yeah.
It has so much flavor that it adds to anything you're cooking it with. But over easy eggs in the morning, scrambled eggs, we use it for pastas, of course.
Yeah.
But when you go on my website, oliveoildefino.com, you're going to find my white pasta recipe that I'm known for.
Okay.
A mo' better bruschetta because it's that much better.
I love that. And I'm looking in the white pasta. When are we bringing that out?
I should have brought some for you.
It's all right. It's totally all right. Well, I immediately think of, because I'm a huge breakfast guy.
Okay.
I love eggs. Like if eggs fell off the face of the planet, I'd be in trouble because I don't know what else to eat for breakfast. So I'm looking forward to getting a bottle of this and using it with my eggs, because you can do anything with eggs.
Yes.
Scrambled eggs, like you said, over easy, the other ones.
And this has a high flash point, so when you're cooking, especially with olive oil, you want to make sure that, a lot of people will have it as for medicinal purposes because it's so healthy for you. But you want to make sure when you're using this actually has a high flash point, so it's not going to smoke and burn. It's not going to break down to trans fats. So you can you can sear vegetables. You can marinate chicken, fish to go on the grill. It's not just for salads, but it makes a really, really nice, excellent salad dressing. It's for everything.
That is awesome. Do you have any other products? Are you working on something?
No. I have, it's really important for me, the white pasta recipe when I did this. I normally just cook with throwing ingredients in.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of recipes, but I made recipes after I started making this because people don't cook like I do or don't cook at all. So this makes it really, really easy.
Yeah.
It's the one recipe, but we have different bottles. This is a 750 milliliter bottle, and then we have recycled Crown bottles that we've gathered from different bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
That we have.
Probably find a lot of those here in this area.
A lot. I'm more of a tequila girl, but there are people that drink the Crown. And I'm okay with that.
That's fine.
No judgment here. So we take those bottles, we clean them, we sterilize them, and we use those bottles. So we have different size bottles.
Okay, great.
The same recipe and all the bottles.
That is awesome. Okay, so people watching right now, they're going to want to get a bottle of this. So how can they get their hands on this?
My website is oliveoildefino.com. I also have a number of storefronts in this area, North Texas area. Sandy's Boutique was the very first storefront that I had. She used to be located in Kelly Square before it burned.
Yeah, before the fire, yeah.
But now she is off of Lower Lake Road, but I have, she's my very first storefront, but I also have a storefront in Salina, Annie Jack, St. Joe, Panache.
Home of the Panthers, by the way, St. Joe.
Yes,
Don't speed through there. Trust me. I'm very familiar with the law enforcement over in St. Joe.
Me too. My little heavy foot.
Me too.
But most of the storefronts, they're all from women that I've known through the years. I was working at an orthodontic office years ago, and I was a personal trainer and worked in dental office. So I've done different things through the years and met different people. And throughout that time, people have started to say, hey, I have a storefront, I've got a boutique, would it be all right if I sell your olive oil? So Olive Oil de Fino now is in about 13 storefronts.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the website they can go to, they'll find all the storefronts, the different venues I'll be at. Through the fall, I start out about September, and we go till Christmas time.
Yeah, for sure. When it starts to cool off a little bit.
Yes,
And it's not 185 degrees outside. Yeah,
no,
that's a good
no,
strategy
no.
for sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about your product. And one more time, give us the website.
It is oliveoildefino.com, and you can find it on my website. You'll find a Facebook page, also Instagram page. I want you to try this, and hopefully it'll get from your countertop and it'll be shared with everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. And thank you so much for watching this episode of the Buzz Around Texoma. Of course, we want to thank the Point Restaurant out there at Grand Pepe Point Resort and Marina on Lake Texoma for bringing this to you. Have yourself a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.